Welcome to Miatas at Mazda Raceway, what has to be one of the largest gatherings of MX-5 and Miata owners in the whole country. And we're right here at the world famous Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca. With over 1 million Miatas now sold, there are MX-5s as far as the eye can see here. Maybe you're thinking of joining this cult of people who put driving first, or maybe you're just curious about this automotive success story. Either way, I'll walk you through what makes each of the 4 generations of Miata special. Starting right here with the first generation Miata, which was available between 1989 and 1997. You can always tell apart a first generation Miata thanks to its pop-up headlights. Now, early versions of this car featured a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine that made about 115 horsepower. But later versions switched to a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine that made around 130 ponies. That might not sound like much, but the Miata's magical recipe has less to do with power and everything to do with weight. These early Miatas tipped the scale at nearly 2,100 pounds, making them lots of fun to drive. That combination of low power and low weight made the Miata accessible and entertaining to drive without being intimidating. A rear-wheel drive platform and a slick shifting manual transmission didn't hurt either. Mazda continued that familiar formula with the second generation model, which debuted in 1998. Here's a fine example of a second gen model, which can be identified by its slightly larger body but sleeker design. Oh, and the fixed headlights are a dead giveaway too. Now these cars also featured a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine. At its peak it made 146 horsepower, which was good enough to propel this car to highway speeds in under 8 seconds. One thing to point out about the second generation model is that you could also get a turbocharged version straight from the factory. These Mazda Speed models made a whopping 180 horsepower, making them reach highway speeds in a little over 6 seconds. For the third generation model, Mazda tinkered with the recipe, coming up with a bigger and more powerful car than before. This generation debuted in 2005 with a new engine, a 2-liter unit that made 167 horsepower. Another new party trick for the third generation model is the addition of a hardtop, just like these cars here. Now this top could be raised or lowered in about 12 seconds, but it helped the MX-5 reach a whole new audience. The 4th generation MX-5 returns to its roots by offering a less powerful engine, but also arriving with less weight. A lot less weight. Base 2016 models weigh in at around 2,300 pounds and use a new Skyactiv 4-cylinder engine that makes 155 horsepower. That might not sound like much, but the results are undeniable. At the AutoGuide test track, the new, less powerful Miata actually turned in a lap time that was 3 seconds faster than the outgoing model. For 2017, Mazda is bringing back the hardtop with this, the MX-5 RF. The RF stands for Retractable Fastback, and it's an absolute stunner. I can't wait to take this thing for a spin, and you can get your hands on it early next year. It's so cool to see all these generations of Mazda MX-5 in one place. The owners just love showing these things off. To date, over 1 million of these cars have been sold, all thanks to Mazda's philosophy of bringing driving joy to the people.